Hello dear students, welcome to Devika's Commerce and Management Academy. Today's class is very important. Introduction of final accounts of company. This I'm going to start. Very easy, nothing to worry. If you understand today's class, next class we'll see balance sheet. Generally, you know that final accounts we used to prepare trading account, profit and loss account, balance sheet. Okay, trading account, profit and loss account, these two accounts, and one statement, balance sheet, 3. Now in company accounts, we don't prepare trading account. We prepare profit and loss statement and balance sheet statement. These two statements will prepare. In profit and loss statement or statement of profit and loss, we can say. So in statement of profit and loss, we are going to write all the transactions which we used to write it in the profit and loss account and even in trading account also. Both together we are writing in statement of profit and loss. This first we are going to prepare. Then balance sheet. And how we are going to prepare statement of profit and loss and balance sheet, both will be in vertical format. Earlier we used to write it in a T form, profit and loss account. Okay, debit side all the expenses, losses, credit side income, gross profit, isn't it? And in the same way balance sheet is also right side assets, left side liabilities. Now here no right side, no left side, only one side, that is vertical form. In vertical form, first we'll focus on the incomes. If we are preparing statement of profit and loss, we'll be focusing first on income, then after that expenses. Income minus expenses is net profit. In vertical format we are going to write, and format is also entirely different what we used to prepare in final account, simple final account, profit and loss account. This format is different. You have to remember that format. I'll make you to understand, I'll make you to remember today. In the same way balance sheet is also. Balance sheet is also vertical format. First we'll be focusing on liabilities, then after that writing all the liabilities as per that format. Then after that assets will write, format is there. So at the end assets and liabilities should tally, same like final accounts, over. Simple, easy, very easy. Now this final accounts, company final accounts, total I'm preparing only 4 to 5 videos only, not more than that. But this is more than enough. You will understand. You can take your textbook, anything what your course is advising you, that material you can take it out and you can work out any kind of problems with this videos. I'll give you that kind of surety. Now okay, today we'll focus on the statement of profit and loss. Statement of profit and loss. Next, once if you understand this, then we'll work out one problem on the statement of profit and loss. Then next third class will be balance sheet, pro forma. Then we'll go to the problem, final accounts, company final accounts. 4 videos are enough. Now statement of profit and loss, how do we prepare? Format we'll learn. Okay, if you learn the format, if you understand it, then I can say 60 to 70% of the final accounts of company you can do it. What is the format? Already I have written here, profit, statement of profit and loss, statement of profit. Speak along with me, that will be easy for you. Statement of profit and loss for the year ending so and so 31st March 2022, whatever date is given. So statement of profit for the year ending date according to the problem. Now format is very simple to remember. Particular, note number, amount. Particulars means in vertical format we are going to write now. So that particulars, first we'll be focusing on the income, then after that expenses. So that will be on the particular column. Note number means accompanying notes we have to prepare. Working notes we used to prepare. Suppose a calculation of depreciation, working notes we used to show. Now here no working notes. We say it as accompanying notes for each and every transaction. Wherever some requirement notes is to be shown, so that will say it as accompanying notes. That note number, what is that working note? So that number. And amount. As I told you, statement of profit and loss account, first we will be focusing on the income. Income is 2 parts we'll write. One is revenue from operations, first one. Revenue from operations. What is this revenue from operations? Revenue from operations means nothing but net sales. How do you get net sales? Gross sales minus sales returns. Net sales. Simple. Same like final accounts. Sales minus sales returns. If no sales returns, whatever sales are given, that will be We are writing on the outer column. Okay, and revenue from operations means nothing but net sales. Able to remember? And other income, second one. Other income means the other incomes what we used to write in the profit and loss account credit side, like interest received, rent received, dividend received. Anything we received, we used to write it on the credit side of profit and loss account. Those transactions comes under the other income. Generally, profit and loss account, we used to get credit side gross profit and other incomes, as I told you, interest received, dividend received, and what else? Rent received, discount received. Such kind of transactions comes under the other income. Okay, so this will be writing. Both together will be the total revenue. Total revenue. Then after that, we'll focus on the expenses. Expenses is here. These items you have to remember. We cannot write all the expenses directly, like auditor fee, discount paid, advertisement paid, carriage outwards, carriage inwards, wages, salaries, like all the transactions we cannot write separately. We have to follow certain formats. These points you have to remember. First point is cost of material consumed. Cost of material consumed. So how do you get this? Means there is a simple formula we already learned in cost accounting. So this is the formula. First one is revenue from operations. Note number 1. This is note number 1. So this is working note, accompanying notes to the statement of profit and loss. Profit and loss, I did not write profit and loss. Will give the heading of accompanying notes to the statement of profit and loss, or related to the profit and loss, statement of profit and loss. First note is income from revenue from operations. Revenue from operations, how do you get? Sale of goods means sales minus sales returns, you will get net sales. So that is revenue from operations will write. We are not going to do sales minus sales returns here. We'll do it in the note number 1. Second one is here cost of material consumed. Cost of material consumed, always we have to show it in the note number, second note. First note is over now. Note number 2. Is it in 2? Yes, it is 2. So I'll write here 2, note number 2. How do you get? Very easy to remember. Opening stock of raw material plus add purchase of raw material if it is there. If not there, need not to take. We are adding purchase of raw material, carriage or freight. Carriage inwards or freight. So this, if it is given, will add minus closing stock. Minus closing stock. So that you'll get minus closing stock. First we'll be adding opening. First we'll take opening stock, add purchases, add carriage or freight, minus closing stock. You'll be getting this amount, cost of material consumed. CMC, short form remembered. Okay, able to remember? CMC, cost of material consumed. How do you get cost of material consumed? Opening stock plus add purchases, add carriage or freight, minus closing stock. Cost of material consumed means related to the opening stock, related to the purchases, related to the closing stock, everything we are dealing at this level only, cost of material consumed. Okay, so this is we are writing here. So note number 2, I have written note number 2, cost of material consumed. Second one, changes in inventories. This comes when material is given in 3 parts: raw material, work in progress, finished goods. In this fashion, when material is given, opening raw material, work in progress and finished goods. In the same way, closing, end of the year, opening stock, working material, work in process and finished goods. If it is given like this, then we'll get this changes in inventories. Changes in inventories means nothing, work in process and finished goods. Opening minus closing, that change we'll be writing. In the coming problems you'll understand. Okay, this is changes in inventories. Then after, if this is possible when work in process and finished goods are given. If it is not given, ignore it, this point doesn't come. But raw material will be always there. So that is, what do you say? Cost of material consumed. Next, Employee benefit expenses, we have to write this. Employee benefit expenses related to the employees, whatever company is spending, that comes under the employee benefit expenses. What kind of items will take? We'll show it in the note number 3. So here I'll write note number 3, employee benefit expenses. Always you have to write. What are the items? Means generally salaries and wages will pay to the employees. Wages, trading account and salaries, profit and loss account, doesn't matter, trading, profit and loss account together is this statement of profit and loss. So we are taking everything, all the expenses which are related to the trading account and profit and loss account. Am I going fast? You're able to understand, I know. So salaries and wages first, then contribution to PF. PF is contribution to PF is by the management. This is also expenses. So if at all PF is there, that is also expenses, comes under the employees benefit expenses. And any other staff welfare point of view, company is spending something. So these 3 items together is employee benefit expenses. We'll be showing in the note number 3, next note. So this total we'll be writing here. Clear? Next, after writing these 3, fourth one, depreciation and amortization expenses. In profit and loss account, we used to write depreciation on plant and machinery, depreciation on furniture, depreciation on building. We used to write. Now here we are not supposed to write. We have to write it in this format: depreciation and amortization expenses. We have to show it in notes. Where is that note? This one, fourth one. Note number 4. Very simple. What do? Fixed asset. If it is building, plant and machinery, whatever it may be. So that fixed asset will write minus depreciation and amount will be showing. But here we are taking only the depreciation. And this amount will be in the balance sheet. You know this. So this is about depreciation and amortization expenses. Next point is finance cost. Very important. Blindly, bluntly, and remember this point: finance cost. Finance cost means always remember 2 items comes: interest on loan, interest on debentures. Whatever company is paying by taking the long-term loan and debentures. On debentures also company has to pay the interest. Only these 2 items: interest on loan, interest on debentures. These 2 we consider it as a finance cost. So this also we can show it in. If it is given, we have to show it in the note number. Next note is 5. So 5. I'm writing here 5. What we have written here? Finance cost. Heading. Note number 5. Finance cost. How do you got it? Interest on loan, interest on debentures. Those 2, if you add, you will be getting finance cost. Means cost for taking the loan. For paying the interest on loan or for paying the interest on debentures, both interest on loan, interest on debentures. This is, we say it as a finance cost. And lastly, other expenses. What are other expenses means? So far we have discussed 5 items. The expenses which does not appear in these 5 items, those expenses we call it under the other expenses. What are other expenses? That is also given you. Next note number 5 ho gaya na. Next note number 6. 6 wala. Sorry. Sometimes I get Hindi. Okay. 6th one is other expenses. What are the other expenses? I gave you a list. General expenses which doesn't comes in these 5 columns. Those are other expenses. What are those? Rent, insurance, repairs, power and fuel, stationery, audit fee, any other items. This kind of items we can show it separately under the column of other expenses. Note number 6. Yeah, I have written here. That's all. Only 6 points you have to remember expenses. What are those? One is cost of material consumed and changes in inventories if it is given, work in process and finished goods is given. Otherwise, it doesn't comes. Employee benefit expenses always you will find, and depreciation also you will find. Depreciation and amortization expenses will say. Next, finance cost also most of the time you will find it. Finance cost means nothing but interest on loan and interest on debentures. Okay. Next, other expenses we have seen. So, over. These are all expenses. Total up and write it here. So, this is total revenue and total expenses of this. Total expenses. Now, what do you get if you deduct from revenue to expenses, you'll get profit, net profit. So right now here we'll say it as a profit before exceptional item and tax. Means total revenue minus total expenses. I have written here. TR minus TE means total revenue minus total expenses. This we say it as a profit before exceptional item and tax. Exceptional item means sometimes you'll find those kind of transactions which doesn't comes under in the income side or expenses side. Those items we call it as exceptional item. So that we have to consider after calculation of the profit and also tax. That is why we are saying it as a profit before, able to remember, profit before exceptional item and tax, these two items. Now what to do once if you get this, means in revenue minus expenses, you got profit before exceptional and tax. Once if you get this item, you'll have to add the exceptional item. Exceptional item means most of the time you'll get profit on sale of asset. Profit on sale of asset. Sale of asset, we don't consider it as a income. It doesn't come here. It doesn't comes under the revenue. So that is why we are showing it separately. Exceptional item, profit on sale of the fixed asset, that we are adding. After adding, you'll get profit before tax. Means tax we did not. So that is why we are saying it as a profit before tax. Now what we'll do? Deduct the tax. Different types of taxes will be given. Whatever tax they'll give you in the problem, that tax we have to deduct it. After deduction of tax only, we'll get the net profit. Okay. So this is profit before tax. If tax is given, deduct it. Minus tax. So you'll get profit for the year. Or you can say it as profit after the tax also. Profit for the year. Sometimes exceptional item, tax, both are not given. Getting it? Both are not given. Then this is the this one means profit. Net profit will be this one only. It means, how do you get this? Total revenue minus total expenses. This is net profit. This is only net profit will show. If at all any exceptional item is given, we'll add to this. If tax is there, we'll deduct it. If both are not there, this is the final net profit. Format you have to remember. Able to remember? Okay. And notes also. Any other notes? Other income. Yeah. Yes. So this other income, I'm showing it in note number 7. If you want, you can make a note number 2 also. Doesn't matter. Need not to follow. This should be note number 7. This should be note number 2. Nothing is like that. According to your convenience, you can prepare the note, but number you have to give it here. Other income means, as I told you, other income means general interest received, dividend received, rent received, discount received, anything, whatever you are receiving, what we used to write it in the profit and loss account credit side, those incomes, we say it as the other income. If you find, total up and write it here. That note number also you have to write, as I said, 7. Am I clear? First take a screenshot, I'll give you a gist. Very easy to remember, nothing to worry. Same profit and loss account. We are saying it as a statement of profit and loss. First item is, remember, revenue from operations means nothing but net sales. Other incomes, if any other incomes are there, as we are showing it here. So total up, you'll get total revenue. And expenses we are writing in 6 columns. Whatever is given. Sometimes employee benefit is not given, then we can ignore this employee benefit expenses. Like whatever information is given, that comes under these 6 columns only. If it is not under any of this column, one column will be deleted. 6 you have to remember. Cost of material consumed, very important. CMC, short form you remember. CMC, cost of material consumed. How do you get? Opening raw material plus purchase of raw material, freight, any other expense are there related to that, that you'll add, minus closing stock. Okay. Then changes in inventories. This is only work in process and finished goods if it is given. The difference. If not given, we'll ignore it. Employee benefit expenses. It will be there most of the time. Salaries, wages. And depreciation also you'll find always. And finance cost means interest on loan, interest on debentures, these two, and other expenses. As I told you, total up you'll get all the expenses. Income minus expenses, that will the net profit. Where exceptional item is there, that will be added. If what is the tax, if tax is given, that will be deducted, then you'll get the profit, finally profit. Always this is must, accompanying notes to the statement of profit and loss, this is must. This is not working notes, accompanying notes. If you work out this, if you are showing this, this is not there, then you won't get full marks. You won't get full marks. For this also separate marks are provided. If your problem is 20 marks, say 5 marks or 6 marks, something is allotted for this accompanying notes related to the profit and loss. Okay, so this is also must. If you understand this, next class we'll work out one problem. Then after that we'll go to the pro forma of balance sheet. The pro forma balance sheet is also same like vertical format. First we'll take liabilities, then after that assets. And there also we'll have accompanying notes related to the balance sheet. We don't write everything directly. Accompanying notes is also required there. So if you learn these two formats, if you work out little problems, few problems, then easily you can, very easy. Many people says it is a tough chapter, company accounts is tough. No, if you know final accounts, simple final accounts, trading profit and loss account, balance sheet, this is also easy. Practice it, remember it. Next class will work out problem. Okay, so hope you are utilizing our playlist, and don't forget to share this video. Stay connected and have a bright career. Good luck.